Gildan Media, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Shopping Revolution: How Successful Retailers Win Customers in an Era of Endless Disruption, by Barbara E. Kahn, narrated by Lisa Larsen. Introduction. Disruption in the retailing world. Call it an apocalypse. Call it disruption. Call it a revolution. Whatever you call it, it is sweeping through retail, destroying old established brands and changing the very experience of shopping. In 2016, Sports Authority shut down 460 stores. Walmart closed 269. Aeropostale closed 154. Kmart/Sears closed 78. Ralph Lauren closed at least 50, and Macy's closed 100. The wave of destruction accelerated in 2017, with more than 8,000 store closings announced. And it's not just chains reducing the number of outlets. Major retailers are disappearing from the landscape. Bankruptcy filings by U.S. retailers nearly doubled in 2016, and in 2017, 20 more major retailers filed for bankruptcy protection, including such prominent players as Toys R Us, H.H. Gregg, Gymboree, and Radio Shack. Predictions for the near future suggest more retailers will follow suit. It is clear that retail as we know it is changing, and with it, the very experience of shopping. Retailers face a radically transformed marketplace that poses some very significant challenges if they are going to be able to continue to compete, and if they are to avoid the vicious cycle of store closings and bankruptcy. What is causing all of this disruption? What forces are responsible for the revolution in retail? I see 7 major disruptive trends, beginning with the gorilla in the room, the game-changing dominance of Amazon. 7 forces that are transforming retail. There is no singular dynamic at play here. Rather, there are many different factors converging to change the face of global retail. 1. The game-changing dominance of Amazon. The advent of Amazon has completely changed consumers' expectations about shopping. Beginning in 1997, Amazon introduced one-click shopping, which eliminated the need for shoppers to re-enter payment information every time they purchased. This started a long history of innovation, where Amazon systematically removed the pain points in the shopping process. It introduced free shipping, unconventional return policies, dynamic pricing, and personalized recommendations and reviews. Amazon also offered the endless aisle, a very broad assortment with more than 1 million SKUs available online. It accomplished this by making it easier for small third-party sellers to sell online through Amazon Marketplace. In 2005, Amazon introduced Amazon Prime, the ultimate loyalty program, which now has tens of millions of members around the world. In 2006, the company launched Amazon Web Services, AWS, to allow small retailers to compete with bigger competitors by providing server capacity. Today, the profitability that comes from AWS and fees from Amazon Marketplace allow Amazon to tighten margins even further in its retail business. Finally, Amazon continually innovates, from investments in robotics and drones to devices such as Amazon Echo. 2. Omnichannel shopping. There are also significant changes happening to the actual shopping process. People are buying more online. Current estimates are that online shopping is about 30% of total retail. Mobile commerce has also grown, with some estimates suggesting an increase from 2% in 2012 to about 31% in 2016 in the United States. With the ubiquity of mobile phones and their central role in the shopping experience, people expect to be connected to information continuously. They want instant gratification and on-demand fulfillment, and they expect high-quality shopping experiences. Everything is easier on the mobile. It is easier to get information, to click on a purchase, and to post a review. Mobile payments are also making it easier to shop in physical stores. From the retailer point of view, if consumers can be trained to use their mobile apps, the retailer can target consumers with promotions or information as they walk around the store. But shopping is not really one channel or another. It is an omnichannel experience, which means that consumers expect seamless integration across all of these channels. 3. Massive data collection. With this seamless integration across all channels, it is now possible to record scads of customer data. Mining these data through artificial intelligence techniques allows retailers to personalize and customize shopping experiences. Personalized offerings include deals that are offered individually at the right time in the right place. Marketing in general is more tailored, and websites morph as a function of past behavior. Even in-store behavior can be individualized as consumers learn to use in-store apps to get price and product information. Better use of data can help retailers to adapt to trends more quickly and provide better point-of-sale information. Better data also leads to more accurate forecasting, which can help retailers become leaner and more efficient and make logistics more effective. To monetize the data in these ways requires both sophisticated data scientists and enough interaction with the customers to be able to collect enough data to draw conclusions. Some retailers, like Amazon and grocers, probably interact with consumers once or twice a week, while others, like department stores, may only be able to capture data from customer interactions 2 or 3 times a year. This suggests that the retailers who do not have high frequency of interaction may have to partner with other entities, like Google or Facebook, or even other retailers or brands, in order to collect information. 4. New technologies. In addition to the algorithms that are being developed from artificial intelligence and machine learning as a result of the collection of big data, there are important new advances in technology, both in the store and at home, which will change shopping experiences. Retailers have high hopes for the advantages that will come through virtual reality and augmented reality. Already, it is possible for customers to explore a complete virtual reality environment in order to determine whether they want to buy a particular product. For example, if one is considering buying a tent, that tent can be observed on the mountaintop in 3D. One can walk around it and get inside it. Augmented reality is also being used by some progressive retailers. In the beauty category, customers can put virtual makeup on their real faces. In home design, customers can put a virtual couch in their real living rooms. Warby Parker uses a combination of facial recognition and augmented reality to allow consumers to try on their glasses. Soon, this will extend to eye exams. Some stores in Beijing and Shanghai are also experimenting with contactless shopping, or high-tech, fully automated stores that are unmanned and allow people to buy products without checkout lines. Amazon has stores that allow this type of shopping, but it has not eliminated the sales associates. Walmart is experimenting with a contactless shopping store that will open in Long Island at the end of 2018. 5. Vertical integration. Vertical integration is about integrating the retail value chain, so the brand does the manufacturing, branding, and distribution. Products can go directly from the factory to the consumer or through the brand's own retail store or showroom, eliminating the need for the multi-brand retailing channel and those corresponding margins. This typically allows for higher quality products to be sold at lower prices. Luxury brands are also going direct, not necessarily to lower prices, but to increase service, customization, and preservation of the brand narrative. Many of the new digitally native vertical brands competing on high quality at lower cost feature price transparency as part of their customer value. Vertical integration has allowed for shorter delivery times, better return policies, and full access to information and inventory. Vertical integration can also protect some retailers and brands from having to deal with Amazon's ruthless pricing strategies. The advantages of vertical integration are the potential for lower costs and higher control of quality and customer experience. There can also be better control of the supply chain, thus providing inventory management benefits. On the other hand, direct distribution can involve a great deal of startup capital and infrastructure, and it is often easier for small startups to scale by jumping aboard a well-established retailer like Amazon or the department stores. 6. Overstoring of America. Even without all of these changes in technology and data collection, there was bound to be a shakeout in physical retailing because America is overstored. There is just too much supply. Between 1970 and 2013, the number of malls in the United States grew more than twice as fast as the population. The United States has 5 times more shopping spaces per capita than the United Kingdom and 10 times more than Germany. The industry has been building new stores faster than consumers can spend in them. There are several reasons for the missed forecasts. In some cases, developers were building more stores in areas where the population was decreasing, like in Cleveland. In other areas, like Phoenix and Atlanta, stores were built in anticipation of population increases that didn't occur because of the housing bubble. The Great Recession didn't help, as people started spending less. Stores are also in the wrong places. Demographics trends showed people moving back to the cities, but a lot of the stores were in suburban malls. Mall visits declined 50% between 2010 and 2013. And when anchor stores like Macy's fail, they take down the whole mall. In response, smaller footprint stores are being built now, particularly in urban areas. Retailers are changing their format from selling to showroom to support online shopping. They are also developing distribution centers where customers can pick up online orders or make returns or exchanges. We are also seeing more pop-up stores, which can offer better economics because they do not need to be open 365 days a year, nor do they need to be permanently outfitted. Instead, they can be used strategically for short-term advantage for building brand awareness, promoting innovation, and supplementing high-demand seasonality. Meanwhile, some of the stronger retailers and brands are opening big, beautiful flagship stores in global centers of commerce. These flagship stores are not necessarily designed to sell product, but rather to build brand and provide loyalty-enhancing interactive experiences. 7. A new generation of customers, Generation Z. The media has been replete with discussion of the power of millennials. Accenture estimates their spending power will be somewhere around $1.4 trillion by 2020, representing 30% of all sales. But there is a new generation in town. Generation Z, or Gen Z, those born starting in the mid-1990s and just entering college now, will make up 40% of the consumer base by 2020. They currently influence family spending as well. One estimate puts their buying power at $44 billion. One big difference between millennials and Gen Zers is that millennials experienced the Great Recession, while Gen Z grew up in flusher times. This makes them somewhat less price conscious. They are also more attuned to sustainability issues. Gen Zers are not as brand loyal as past generations because they are used to seeing new digital brands spring up virtually overnight, and they are comfortable giving up their personal data. But they are sophisticated enough to demand that their data be protected. Like millennials, Gen Z consumers are digitally native and comfortable with online shopping. But these new shoppers are not shunning physical stores. What they do have, however, is different expectations for their store experiences. They expect and embrace technology in stores. They are comfortable with interactive shopping screens, self-checkout, virtual try-on, and other experiences. While they expect stores to offer fun, experiential, interactive shopping experiences, they also expect ultimate convenience as well. And those stores that don't deliver fall out of their favor. Gen Zers do not want things. They want experiences. Partly this is because they get currency from sharing photos on social media. They are more likely to rent or share products. They don't need to own things. As they embrace these trends, older Americans follow. Gen Zers are also comfortable omnichannel shoppers and are quite used to using their phone in tandem with their in-store shopping. They value consumer reviews. They are sophisticated with price comparisons. They have more access to price data and use price calculators. But that doesn't mean they don't appreciate luxury. Like other generations, there is great heterogeneity in price sensitivity. They are also comfortable searching for information for themselves before they make purchases, so they are more demanding, and they expect more from in-store sales associates. Social media is just part of their everyday life. They share photographs of experiences and products with their networks. How can retailers compete in this marketplace? One of the keys to both Amazon's success now and Walmart's success in disrupting retail in the mid-90s is a fierce understanding of what customers want. Winning retailers have to be completely customer-centric. This means they need to be mindful not only of what products customers want, but also of the importance of convenience, of removing the pain of shopping. In addition, given how competitive the marketplace is today, it is not only important to fill customers' needs, but to do so in a way that is even better than the competition. This requires not only massive amounts of customer data, but also keeping track of competitive actions and anticipating future innovation and response. Finally, it is essential to keep pace with ever-changing technologies. As scary as the Amazon threat appears to many, there are still a number of retailers who are doing quite well in this new world. That is the ultimate purpose of the shopping revolution: to explain how they are doing it. Not only do I identify and break down Amazon's remarkable strategy, I explain how other retailers' strategies are still generating strong profits and growth. Why I wrote this book. As professor of marketing at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, I have had the unique opportunity to study the changing retail landscape for many years. Most recently, I directed the J.H. Baker Retailing Center at the Wharton School from January 2011 through July 2017. Throughout those years, I had extensive conversations with CEOs and C-suite executives of the largest retailers in the country, including Macy's, Saks, Lord & Taylor, Nordstrom, Ralph Lauren, Tory Burch, Costco, Walmart/Jet.com, Victoria's Secret, Barney's, LVMH, Estee Lauder, Stuart Weitzman, Sephora, Michael Kors, Coach, PVH, Alice & Olivia, Burlington, Perry Ellis, Vince, Ascena, Spirit, Walgreens/Duane Reade, Haddad Brands, Models, and Williams-Sonoma, among many others. I have also had the opportunity to work with some of the newer startups like Warby Parker, Bonobos, Birchbox, Harry's, Allbirds, Glossier, Story, Tommy John, Italy, Rebecca Minkoff, and many others. In addition to these conversations, I religiously read the retailing trade journals and newsletters, and of course conducted my own basic primary research, in which I was trying to understand and predict consumer decision-making in retailing and health services contexts. My deep immersion in retail research led me to understand what it takes for companies to compete now. I have distilled those insights into a strategic framework that explains both how successful companies are surviving and thriving in today's retail environment, and where opportunities exist for retailers that need a more competitive strategy, as well as startups looking for a way in. In Chapter 1, I introduced the Kahn Retailing Success Matrix, which is built on two simple marketing principles. 1. Customers want to buy something they want, product benefits, from someone they trust, customer experience. 2. In order to win customers, retailers must offer products and experiences that are better than the competition's. In the chapters that follow, I break down the strategies of dozens of winning companies using this matrix. In Chapter 2, you'll hear about how Amazon's laser focus on customer convenience has been a winning strategy. In Chapter 3, I explore how Walmart and other retailers leverage low prices to be leaders. In Chapter 4, the focus is on how vertically integrated brands are winning, from Warby Parker, Bonobos, and Casper to Trader Joe's and Zara. In Chapter 5, you'll learn about the retail strategies for luxury, where low prices and accessibility are undesirable. Finally, in Chapter 6, we'll look at how to compete on customer experience. Eataly, Story, the treasure hunt experiences offered by Costco or TJ Maxx, or the exciting, ever-changing beauty landscape in Sephora, all demonstrate the lure of emotional and sensory engagement. As Al Sambar, a retail expert at Kurt Salmon, says, if you understand your customer enough to be the exclusive provider they trust to bring them a product or service they desire, then you have nothing to worry about from Amazon. But most brands should assume their consumers interact with Amazon 10 to 50 times more frequently than they do in their current distribution channels. Trust follows frequency. Amazon is winning frequency in a landslide, so even the best brands must be wary. Competing in this ever-changing marketplace isn't easy, but it can be done if you're committed to starting the journey now. Chapter 1. Gain a Competitive Edge. The Kahn Retailing Success Matrix. In this chapter, the Kahn Retailing Success Matrix, 4 leadership strategies that offer superior value. How did Amazon become the retailer of choice for a large portion of the U.S. population? How did Walmart beat out other grocers in the late 1990s to become the leader in food retailing? How did Warby Parker make a dent in the once untouchable Luxottica's lucrative eyewear business? How did Sephora draw customers away from once dominant department stores to become the go-to retailer for beauty products? The answer is that each of these retailers raised customers' expectations in at least one key dimension of value. Walmart focused on low cost. Amazon looked to convenience. Warby Parker offered hip, branded eyewear to millennials. And Sephora strived to provide a superior in-store customer experience. Each, then, became the market leader to targeted segments of customers and enjoyed enormous success. But in today's competitive world of retailing, keeping a leadership position based on only one aspect of customer value, one area of excellence, is not sufficient. That's why each of these companies has also leveraged their inherent advantage in one dimension and offered excellence on a second dimension. Today, Amazon not only offers convenience in shopping, but also guarantees low prices. Walmart purchased Jet.com to augment its lowest price platform and provide online convenience. Warby eliminated the middleman to offer glasses directly to the end user, and thus was able to provide significant cost savings. Sephora built a huge loyalty program that combined their in-store and online experiences to build a personalized, convenient experience for each of its customers. These retailers offer individual examples of successful strategies. To generalize these successful approaches so that any retailer can map out their own strategic plan, I built a framework that is flexible enough to be used across different retailing verticals and different customer segments. In this chapter, I break down this framework and explain the implications of implementing its strategic guidelines. Mapping successful retail strategies. The Kahn Retailing Success Matrix. Most classic frameworks of retail strategy are missing a critical dimension: the customer perspective. It is a significant and startling omission. After all, when customers go shopping, they want to buy something they value, product benefits, from someone they trust, customer experience. Whether customers buy these products offline or online is a function of where they are, who they are with, and how much time they have. A related insight that many retail strategies seemingly forget is that today, more than ever, customers have lots of choices, and they gravitate to the retailers who offer them the best value on the dimensions they care about. In other words, retailers have to provide some kind of superior competitive advantage beyond what is being offered by the competition. This superior value can be delivered either by providing more pleasure and benefits for their customers or by removing pain and inconvenience from the retail experience. These two ideas result in a simple 2x2 matrix that is surprisingly effective at categorizing the most successful retailing strategies today. The framework is very flexible and is relevant across different retailing verticals. Plotting strategy on this framework also provides a mechanism to measure progress at delivering this value relative to the customer's expectations and competitors' actions. The retail proposition, the horizontal axis of this 2x2 matrix, represents the first principle. Customers want to buy something they want, product benefits, from someone they trust, customer experience. Superior competitive advantage, the vertical axis, represents the second principle. In order to win customers, retailers must offer products and experiences that are better than the competition's. This matrix spells out 4 basic strategies. The first 2 strategies, on the top row of the matrix, differentiate themselves by offering more pleasure and more benefits. The second 2 strategies, on the bottom row of the matrix, differentiate by eliminating pain points. 1. Lead on brand. Offer branded product superiority. Retailers in the product brand quadrant offer branded products that provide more differentiation, more value, more pleasure, and ultimately more confidence to a particular customer segment as compared to other products on the market. Here, I am specifically referring to the value that comes from branded product. It is the product's brand equity that brings the customer into the store. There are several ways retailers can leverage the value offered through products that have strong brand equity. First, there are multi-brand retailers who carry multiple lines of strong branded products that pull the customer into the store. Good examples include Nordstrom, Saks, Best Buy, or Kroger. The retailer's own brand name, for example Saks, may also be a draw, But here, the differentiated focus is on the well-known and well-respected branded products. These retail...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?